Welcome to the new Talk Tuesday evening talk show. This live call-in show is going to be aired every Tuesday night live and then rebroadcast nightly at 5:30 before the replay of the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday DCTV News at Noon show at 6 p.m. And we will also be embedding the replay as a YouTube for the Facebook page. I'm Kendra Cook, and I'd like to welcome tonight's guest, which is Tiffany Parisi, local resident and extreme volunteer, I'd like to say. Welcome to the program, and thank you for coming. So she's been very active in various volunteer programs in the community, and you hold a range of titles regarding that, or self-declared titles, I suppose.
Mainly, yeah.
But specifically, let's start with the Red Cross. What's your involvement been with that?
Well, we were able to secure a refurbished ambulance that can be used for house fires. It could be used for search and rescue to provide support for them. We can also use it for support for the fire department. We could also use it for sheltering. So there's a wide variety of different things that we have for it.
And how did you come about finding this refurbished truck?
They had it in Durango, and they were dissolving and moving offices around, and they called me up and said, "Hey, do you want this?" I'm like, "Well, sure."
So right now it's near one of the churches in town?
Yes.
And, okay, so and that's ready to go?
Ready to go.
Awesome.
In a minute.
That is a great addition to it. And now, this morning, we had the National Weather Service representatives and Colorado Emergency Management Services come to present an award for the Dolores County.
Mm-hmm.
We became storm ready.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that program?
What Storm Ready is we've taken all the resources that we have, and we've been able to list all of them in the event of a major weather event. Then we can notify the public. There's different ways that we have of notification. We have online resources, and the National Weather Service itself provides us with a huge amount of information that's readily available to us. And should there be a national weather event or local weather event that we need information from, we've worked consistently with them to provide communications.
Oh, that's great. So then, so they came this morning with this large sign.
We got a big sign.
Big sign. Picture of that is going to be up on the DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, and that also means the potential for, in conjunction with the FEMA management plan that has been designed for our area. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's the mitigation plan, and with the National Weather Service and in conjunction with the mitigation plan, we'll be able to get more grant funding for the county, which means we can provide more services at a less cost.
Great. And you also mentioned possible reductions for insurance issues?
I
in the
believe
future?
once that the mitigation plan passes FEMA and gets adopted by the BOCC, then that, in conjunction with the National Weather Service Storm Ready program, will qualify homeowners for discounts.
Awesome. Well, we will continue to follow that and make sure to bring that information to you, the viewers, as soon as we find out that that's been approved.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. I'd also like to take a moment to open the phone lines up. The number is 677-4119. If you'd like to call in and if you have a comment or a question, or if you'd like to just share some service that you think is important for our community with regard to tonight's topic, give us a call at 677-4119. But I'm going to continue. You mentioned that the National Weather Service also has a program called the Weather Spotter, and that's something that you participated in.
Yes,
Explain
the
a little
Weather
bit about
Star. What there's actually a class that you go to, and they come down from Grand Junction to teach the class, and they give you all sorts of information on clouds and weather patterns and sizes of hail and how to report things. And it's very interesting. You can take pictures and then you send it to the National Weather Service, and they use that information, to predict what's going to happen next.
That's great. We actually have a weather station kind of near where you and I both live. That's part of, when you look onto the National Weather Services, it actually comes up as Eastland.
Yes.
But it's not really. It's actually over this side, about 4 miles in. And so that data is being compiled and sent up with a cell service, is what I've been told.
Yes.
So that is
yes.
pretty exciting. That at least we have something in Dove Creek
Yeah.
that's being reported.
We have more than that. The actual weather station that we have here at the TV station was part of our in our application for the Storm Ready program.
Great. So
So-
that we have more than one resource to
Yes.
be able to provide that information to
Mhm.
them. Well, and so you're involved in a lot of volunteer work. You're also involved in Care and Share, which is a food service program,
Yes.
and that is this week. Friday is the distribution?
Yes, Friday. I believe we start at 9. Friday at 9.
And that's at the VFW?
That is at the VFW, and it's like a grocery store full of free food.
And so there's available food for any resident that's in need of food.
Any resident.
And then there's some other special qualifications if you want some additional programs
That's correct.
that supply
Yes.
other alternative foods.
Mhm.
And that what is involved in volunteering for that?
Well, on Wednesdays we unload the truck, and that's stocking the shelves. When we go in, they're pretty bare, and like I said, it's just like stocking a grocery store.
So a lot of bending and lifting.
A lot of bending and lifting, and bread is my specialty.
Ah, okay. I like that. That would be a fun one.
Yeah.
And there is a Facebook page for the Care and Share program too. So
Yes.
if you did want to be a volunteer to help when people come in, is that part of the volunteer as well as shelving?
Yes, yes. You can volunteer on Wednesdays or Fridays, and all you have to do is show up.
Okay.
And we always welcome people.
That's great. Well, and now another part of your volunteer is the 9 Health Fair coming up in Dove Creek on April 1st.
Yes, that's a big one.
What does that involve?
Well, there's a lot of setup and preparation. We have a minimum. We can have up to 13 vendors. Right now, at this point, we have 10, and we usually see around 200 to 250 people from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. So in 4 hours, we are able to service over 200 people.
Wow.
And that is for blood screening, health screening, hearing tests, a wide variety of different health things.
And where is that held here at Dove Creek?
It's going to be held at the high school.
At the high school. Okay. And do you
Mhm.
need to sign up ahead of time online?
You can sign up ahead of time online. It does help the process a little bit, but you can also just show up.
That's awesome. And that's through with Psi Delta Tau, which is a sorority that does
Yes, the sorority
a
does
lot of
that.
other volunteer services throughout the year as well, I'm
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Keeps you busy.
Also, the STED group also helps with the 9 Health Fair, and I think, but I'm not positive, that the Boy Scouts might be helping this year.
Great. Great. So that's going to be April 1st,
That's April 1st,
So
from
mark-
7 a.m. to 11 a.m.
and you'll be there?
Oh, yes.
We'll see you there. Well, now another volunteer program that you're involved with is, well, volunteer in that it's just started last year was the Farmers Market in Dove Creek.
We're really looking forward to that this year.
And that's going to be in the same location to start at this point?
Yes.
Near the VFW as
Near
well?
the VFW, the corner there. And last year we only had maybe 5-10 vendors, but this year we're hoping for a little bit more.
Speaking of bread, I know that there was one bread vendor there that made some
Oh.
delicious homemade bread and was sold out, I think, every time.
Yes, I know.
So
I bought many.
Did you? And that probably will start late spring or when things start to become available.
Yes, when things start popping up.
And then we'll do a story on that as well in the spring so that people can
That's exciting.
find out how to start their own.
Yes.
All you have to do is there's a very limited amount of paperwork involved.
Yes.
So it's not something to be afraid of. It's something to really help share in the community.
It's a very easy process.
And that's part of preparedness too, I would presume, to encourage
Mm-hmm.
people. We come from a community where homesteading and home canning is more common than a lot of other places.
Yes, and one of the things, especially with the other farmers markets that are further out from our area, is that they are concerned mainly with how much money they can make, the cost of the goods. Whereas our farmers market is more about getting rid of excess food
Mhm.
and also being able to make a little bit of money, but it's not gouging anybody.
And also, I think Kathleen Kiesling, who was very much involved in spearheading that last year, the social aspect of it, of
Oh, yes.
making it a point for people to be able to come and
It's huge.
hang out too,
Yeah,
as
it
well,
is.
and meet new people.
Yeah, a lot of folks stop by and say hi, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, and that is a good thing, especially for kind of sharing how to be ready by yourself. I mean, a lot of
Yes.
people here, we're off the grid. I know you're still kind of on the grid, half and half.
Working on it.
But that to be sustainable in the case of an emergency situation, it's just presumed here that you're going to have to be able to manage your own family issues.
Very much so.
And from medical to food, whatever it may
Yep.
be, we have a very resilient community that's aware of that, dealing with animals firsthand. There's not enough time, and as well
Yes.
as emergency services. It's about, what, a 35-minute either direction for an ambulance trip?
Yes, at
So-
least.
So part of
and-
that being prepared is already kind of baked into our,
Yeah, and that's the
Our-
great thing about our community is everybody helps everybody. It's not just one-sided. Everybody kind of pitches in when something needs to be done.
yeah.
So,
Well, I'm hoping that these programs will continue to help the community health-wise, preparedness-wise, food-wise. There's a lot to be done. I'm really glad that you've been here to help on so much of this.
thank you.
If anybody had a comment or wanted to call in, again, it's 677-4119 and join the conversation. We did mention earlier with one of our residents here that the idea of martial law happening for a potential pandemic, a potential, who knows what the scenario might be. I'm sure they have all of these listed out. But that's something that some of these combinations of programs could help for.
Definitely, yes, very much so. Like the Red Cross program, not necessarily for martial law or whatnot, but for individuals. If somebody has a house fire, we can assist them financially immediately. It's not something that has to wait. And we have resources available through the Red Cross for immediate sheltering. If something should happen and we need to find places for 40 people, we can do that immediately.
Right. And is that the most common issue for the Red Cross faces with?
For the
For our-
Colorado area, yes, the house
House
fires are the most common, and then again, sheltering in the winter.
And I know this morning when, I'm not sure if it was Jim Pringle or one of the representatives was talking about for our area, high winds, which we
Yes.
just recently experienced, quite some winds, not only in the winter for drifting and snow drifting, but also in the summertime for fire,
Yes.
which is happening on the Eastern Front right now, which
Yes.
is very dangerous. For
And with the Red Cross, as I said, we can provide support for our fire department by providing canteen service.
Oh, nice.
So,
Yeah.
and with that ambulance, that helps, and it gives them a place that, especially at the heat, they get too hot, we can cool them down, provide a change of clothes so that they can
Get back
continue
out
on.
and
Yeah.
continue on. And then there even some flooding, even though much of the area that is populated is sort of above the canyon levels. Flooding is a potential in some of the areas in our
course it is.
county. So
Mhm.
that's something that they were really addressing to know ahead of time so we can keep our people safe.
Yes, that's the
Which
goal.
is which is the goal, which is a good thing. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share with?
No, I think we just about
Have we about covered
everything.
all the volunteer work that is done?
Yes.
Well, I really appreciate you coming into the studio. Again, all of these programs, I think all of them actually have a Facebook page of
Yes.
somewhere online, and I'll tomorrow I'll have on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page links so that people, if you do want to volunteer,
That would be wonderful.
you can find out how to get right to the right program for you. And we just appreciate people stepping up and helping the community. And again,
Well-
congratulations for getting this
Thank you.
Storm Ready program together and finished.
And we appreciate you all. Like I said, we couldn't have done it without you.
Well, yes, the TV station is trying to get some more programs together, and we hope to do more interviews on Talk Tuesday of different members of the community to represent a variety of places that they work and projects that they're involved in. So continue to please watch on 5:30 on DCTV, and then also on the DCTV News at Noon Facebook page. We appreciate you watching, and we hope you'll tune in again. Thanks for watching. I'm Kendra Cook. Have a good night.
Thank you.